right, everybody. How we doing? Happy Monday. Is there really ever such a thing as a happy Monday? Hope everybody's doing well on this new week. It's a short week for a lot of people because of Good Friday next Friday. So I hope if you celebrate that, I hope it's a good week for you. If you have Holy Week or something this week, or whatever's going on. So anyway, this is a very interesting one. So again, my name is Josh Wagner, and I'm a certified hypnotist. You guys can send me some likes, baby. Send me some likes. That'd be great. Let other people know that I'm here. I think this is interesting. So again, I'm taking my lives to structure my lives. I'm doing stuff from the book Instant Analysis by David Lieberman. It's one of my favorite books. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate that. How to get the truth in 5 minutes or less in any conversation or situation. So I love it. It's a great book. It's a little dated. It's about 25 years old at this point, but it's still a great book. I think it gets a lot of stuff right, and it's just really a jumping off point for our own conversations here to see how we can figure this out. So why do you get that nagging feeling like you forgot something? Do you guys ever get that nagging feeling like you forgot something? I know I do. Like last week, I have an office, and I go to that office once a week. I had this terrible, terrible nagging feeling that I had left my dog outside. Now, he's fine. He's laying here behind me on the floor, if you can see him there. There he is. Benji. Hey, buddy. Benjamin. There he is. He's not as interested in my lives as you guys are. So, I had this nagging feeling that I had left him tethered out back. So we don't have a fence behind our house. So what I do is I have these tethers that I put on the back porch, and we just tie the dogs up. We just tether the dogs, and they can go out and they kind of run around, and but they can't get away because they're tethered to the house. Well, the other morning I was like, I remember thinking about it, like, oh my God, wouldn't it be horrible if I accidentally tethered Benji to the thing all day? And then I brought him in, and I didn't leave him outside, but I had this terrible feeling that, hey, Phoenix, how you doing? I had this terrible feeling that I had left him outside. I had left my dog tethered outside all day. It was a terrible feeling. And so, like, I had appointments that day and at the office, and I was just, like, freaking out, and I was trying to maintain my composure. Well, I got home, and he was fine. But I do that all the time. Hey, other Phoenix, it's two of my favorite Phoenixes on here. How you doing? Yeah, and so I had this nagging feeling, but I get other things too. I do get this. This is something that, like, you walk away from the house and you think you left the stove on or you didn't lock the door. I mean, how many of you, and I've done this too, where I have driven away from the house and I think to myself, did I actually shut the front door? Because we had dogs. I didn't want the dogs to get out. Or did I lock the door? Did I put the alarm on? My old house, I was able to check the alarm. I was able to check the cameras, and I have cameras too. But like, you just get that nagging feeling like something is like up, like you've forgotten to do something. If you're like that, type the word me. If you know somebody like this, type the word no, and not no, but not no, but KNOW. So if you know somebody like this that is constantly get that nagging feeling, they have to go back and check things, write the word no. If it's you, write the word me. All right. So we got some me's coming in here. So what are some of the things you feel like you've forgotten? I felt like I've left the dog tethered outside, which I didn't. I felt like I feel all this constantly that I didn't lock the door, or I didn't shut the front door, or I didn't put the alarm on. So again, if this is you, write the word me, and if it's someone you know, write the word someone. If that's the thing you want to go. So let me get to the David Lieberman. While you guys are writing to me the kinds of things that you feel like you may have forgotten, you get that nagging feeling that you forgot something, and I'm going to read what's going on here. So David Lieberman says, I can't put my finger on it, but I can't shake this constant nagging feeling that I'm always forgetting something. It's usually something I should have done or something I need to do. I'm usually on top of things. That's me. I'm on top of things. But I still feel as if I've missed something. Whenever I go away on vacation, no matter how many times I check my don't forget list, I just know that there's something I'm forgetting. So I just think I feel like that all the time, like I'm forgetting to do something. So if that's you, write the word me. And if someone else, write someone else. Oh, Achilles, I think it's in the book. Most of the things that David Lieberman puts in his book that I'm reading from are very common things that I've encountered with other people. I'm suddenly uncontrolled sleep. That sounds like something you should get checked out by a doctor. Uncontrolled sleep sounds like narcolepsy. Oh, I forgot Kevin. All right. So let's read what Lieberman has to say here. This behavior is different from the person who is absent-minded, in that here there is only the perception that you have forgotten something. Hey, Susan, how you doing? It's great to see you. Great to see you, Susan. Jenna, that was funny. Forgot Kevin. It's funny. So there's only the perception that you've forgotten something. So it's not being absent-minded. So what we're talking about today is that nagging feeling that you get that you've forgotten something, you forgot to do something. The response manifests from an unconscious feeling that you're not doing what you really want to be doing from the feeling that you are missing out on something in your life. Well, that's interesting. A lot of his answers come back to this. I've noticed that as we're going through this day by day, that a lot of his answers come back to, well, you're not living your purpose, you're not living your passion, you're not living your life, that you're just kind of coasting through life. I do a lot. It's funny because I do a lot of speaking on like finding your passion and stuff. And so I'm glad you think hypnosis is funny. It's great. So you're probably hypnotized right now, because you're watching this or doing something else. So I think that's interesting that a lot of his things come back to that particular thing. If you're an accountant and all the while suppress your desire to be a musician, then that sublimation is being manifest into a feeling that you have forgotten to do something specific. Your mind is unable to accept and recognize an unfulfilled aspiration, so it surfaces as an abstract sensation. So again, what he's saying is, if you're supposed to be a musician and you are living your life as an accountant, the real kind of accountant, then you're going to feel like you're missing something, you're forgetting something. Well, that's very, very interesting. Again, I'd like to just say that a lot of his answers go back to you not living your purpose and passion, which dovetails in with a lot of things that I understand. I don't know if this is going to go backwards or not, but I keep this on. Yeah, it's going to go backwards. I noticed that, but this is called Dilt's Logical Levels. It's not Maslow. It's Dilt's Logical Levels. And at the top here is the word purpose. I know it's backwards, probably in the TikTok right now, but purpose guides everything. And I really believe that. But what's interesting, I have done over the years a lot of talking about finding your purpose, and a lot of people don't listen. I think it's really interesting because living your purpose is really important to you having a very happy life. By the way, if any of you are out there and haven't had a free session with me, inspiringhypnosis.com, or click on my face in the upper corner of your screen, and you're welcome to book an appointment with me. Please show up. The reason I have this right now is because my 145 didn't show up. So, and that's fine. Sometimes people forget. Sometimes people don't show up. Sometimes people don't care or respect my time. So that's fine. It just gives me a chance to go live and do other things. But let's continue to talk about this. Let's keep going on. Because of these feelings, he says, you are often second-guessing your decisions and judgment. At the core of this behavior is a feeling of self-doubt. You do not place a great deal of confidence in your judgment and, in essence, distrust your ability to handle yourself. You need to keep checking up on yourself to make sure that whatever actions you do not mess up. I think he's onto something here. I think, again, a lot of his book, it seems to be that if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you're not living the life that you want to be living, you've got to be extra careful because you're going to forget. Like, if I don't care about something, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to put my time and energy into it. I'm just not going to do it. And I'll forget things because when you don't care about stuff, you get sloppy, right? So I think I think what he's saying here is pretty much on the money. He goes on to say this can create a compulsion because you feel the need to check yourself. You check to see if you turned off the stove, or even though you're pretty sure that you did. You keep going back to the door or window the car to double check. You drive back 10 miles because you're not sure you even closed the garage door. You know what's interesting? I feel like I'm living my purpose now more than ever. So I do this sometimes still, but I don't do it like I used to do it. So I don't know if you guys agree with this. I don't know if this is something that lights your fire here. I don't know if this is something that you like. Also, by the way, oh my gosh, yes. Can excessive stress make you feel sleepy? Absolutely. Oh my gosh, man. Stress is exhausting. Stress is actually a good thing in moderate amounts. We need to be stressed in moderate amounts. There's an appropriate amount of stress, but what it sounds like is it's excessive, which is you use the word. So yes, absolutely can be very exhausting, very tiring. You're welcome to make an appointment with me to talk about it. I have appointments tomorrow, I think. Let's see what I got going here. Yeah, I have 2 appointments in tomorrow. I have a 1:45 and I have 3 o'clock. So if you'd like that, I have 2 appointments tomorrow. And my mornings are done with my other job. So yeah, you guys are welcome. And this goes for anybody who hasn't had a free appointment with me yet. Welcome to do that. And if you have had your free appointment, then you're welcome to make an appointment with me for something that goes on here. Well, cool. Let's go back. Let's look at the remedies that he has here for these particular things. Ask yourself, what would I do if it were impossible to fail? So again, he's going back to the idea of finding your life's purpose, living your purpose, living what you're supposed to do. This is so-called no limits thinking. If you don't need anyone else's permission to dream, just your own. Once you find your dream, decide what steps you can take toward making it a reality. Why waste any more time coming up with reasons not to do something when all you really need to do is one reason why you should? I think that's very brilliant. When your life is focused on a driving ambition, you lose the need to obsess on the little things, like wondering whether you really shut the garage door. I would say that this is true. I'm living my purpose a lot more now than I was 5 years ago, and I was always worried about that stuff. I think I've gotten better about that because I'm living more authentically too. Being compelled by an exciting vision replaces self-doubt with certainty. Get yourself a purpose, and you'll find your energies automatically concentrating themselves to help manifest that desire. So I think that's good. Number 2, sharpen your memory skills. Sharpen your memory skills. If you haven't already started a journal, do so now. Every day, write down the most important activities, thoughts, dreams, and accomplishments that you had. It's amazing how many significant moments we have in a day, but don't take full advantage of it because we never record them and let them sink into our consciousness. Don't let that happen to you. Give life the attention it deserves. So I do this. I write a journal every day, although I haven't written it today. I don't think I wrote it yesterday either, but sometimes I don't. But yeah, it's really interesting too to go back and to look at that stuff. Yeah, I didn't write one yesterday, but I'll write one today after this. 11th. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think about these things? I like the idea of. Tomorrow's is interesting. Why do I live in complete fear of my loved ones being injured or killed? Hey, Nick, how you doing? Great to see you, man. So, yeah, that's why you have that compulsion. You know, I think that it's interesting that tomorrow's is, by the way, why do I live in complete fear of my loved ones being injured or killed? Oh my gosh. It's a pretty serious one right there. So join me tomorrow for that one. I know people that are like that all the time. So that's really, really interesting. Do you guys have any other ideas as to why you might feel this way? Like you feel like you've forgotten something? And the Lieberman kind of comes back to the same point and he's done this before, is a lot of it is you're just not living up to you're just not living your dream. You're not living that potential. You're not living that life that you deep down really want to live. I have clients like this who, they work for companies they don't really want to work for. It's like me doing marketing. Like I know how to do marketing. I'm really good at it. But at the same time, it's like I hate doing it because it's not in alignment with my purpose. So it was a means to an end when I was doing marketing. I still do a little bit of marketing for people. But I think that a lot of that is done for the most part. I'm just kind of doing it because it gives me a little extra income. But honestly, I'm not really too interested in the whole thing. So, But when I live my life's purpose, when I do this kind of work, I really feel good about it. So I'm going to go. It's great to see everybody here. If you guys have any questions or comments before I go, I have another about half an hour before my next meeting, and I was going to get some other things done, but I want to come on here and say hi to everybody. Let's see. Anybody else have anything that they want to bring up? Why do we call it life when it's a process of death? I get what you're saying there. Gosh, I mean, life, I think, is an active process. I mean, you can see it as a process of death. I think that's a frame. I think that's a mental framework that you are getting into there. I think you can make an argument that we're born to die. And we do have a kind of a silent obsession with death. Denial of Death is a great book if you're interested in that. Birth and Death and Meaning is a better book. But yeah, I think that I think that's a matter of perspective there. I really do. I think it's a matter of perspective because, I mean, life is definitely, an active process, whereas death is not. Let's see here. Just looking up something. So anyway, I'm going to go. You guys take it easy. We can debate that at some other time. Achilles, I just need to go. So I will see you later. All right, have a good one.